Shared the gold medal in Tokyo, the Italian world indoor champion in 2016. Attempting 2:24 here. Came in at 2:16, popped over that in 2:20, no trouble. 2:24 now. Easy to forget that he's actually a European champion in 2016. He has a world title for those world indoors in Portland 2016, and now an Olympic title. So European, world and Olympic golds this man has. He's due enormous respect. And that's how he does it. Gives it a tickle with his feet as he goes over. But he's just oozes charisma. He's fabulous for the sport, for the discipline. Loves his jumping. Steve, I watched the tape this morning again of the moment when he and Barshim had a little chat in Tokyo, discussed with an official whether or not they could just stop and share the gold medal. And the realization and his celebration was spectacular footage. If you can, go and search for it if you haven't seen it. 2:24 first time, and things going well.
Well,
and in this high jump, well, it's going well for Tamberi so far. 3 attempts and 3 clearances, up to and including 2:24. Now, 2:27 first time, well within the compass of this man. He enjoys himself, he really loves his sport. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Great technician. Pops over that without any trouble to Tamberi. And his season's best 2:37, still 10 centimetres away.
Quick one for you, Tim. 5 gold medals for Italy at the Olympics.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a quiz. Why didn't you go away and think about it? But it's just incredible, though. I mean,
oh, I see. I thought you were going to ask me to name them all.
Well, you can if you want to. Obviously, Tamberi, Jacobs, who sadly wasn't in the 100, but the Italians. Great to see Italy. I mean, Tamberi's been kind of on his own a little bit.
The Italian jumping beautifully, no failures yet. 2:30 now. This is where things begin to get perhaps a little bit more serious. 2:30 and upwards. Has the lead. Perfect card so far for the 29-year-old. Lots of speed, lots of drive, and that's big. Oh, that's lovely from Tamberi. He really is hitting the sweet spot, isn't he? He's enjoying this. A nod to the world of commerce that these athletes have to be aware of. There's nothing naive about being a top track and field athlete nowadays when you're trying to eke out a living. Tamberi goes clear. First time at 2:30, so important. And nobody else has gone clear first time from the other 5 men left in the contest. The other 4, I should say.
Tamberi has been orchestrating this crowd on the bottom bend. This used to be where there were no seats, actually. There used to be a standing area here, and it was like a football crowd. And they're doing their best to emulate that. Carsten Warholm joining in behind him as well. Second attempt at 2:32. Nobody clear yet at this height. 3 men still in it up to this height. Ah, there you go. There you go, he says. The joint Olympic champion gets a hug from Carsten. And then goes and asks for a little more applause, please. He loves the crowd. Here we go. Love it. Absolutely love it. And, well, he's somebody, of course, who all crowds and athletics around the world have got to know, partly because of his looks, but then you can do that, you know, shaving off his beard and all the rest of it. But when you're as good as he is, you can do that sort of thing. That high jump competition, when he got up to 2:37 in Tokyo, and of course that was similar to what happened with him and Nida Sakau in the indoor season, wasn't the same height, 2:37, when they ended up having a jump off. What a long year it's been for Tamberi, maintaining.
See now in this high jump. Now 2:32, second time clearance. He's given him the win. Oh no, and that was close. That was pretty close. And he knows it's there. Meeting record incidentally, in the men's high jump. It's 2:40 by Charles Austin. Remember him back in 1991.
Here's the meet director's dilemma. They've overrun on time, but they've got Tamberi at one end in the high jump still, only man left, wanting to go higher. And then you've got Duplantis at the other end, perhaps going for a world record. Stay with us, folks, if you can. It's not over yet. It was a tall ask to fit everything into these 3 hours, all of these events. 9 field events, 16 track events. We've had a fantastic...
But for the crowd here have paid their money and are lapping up this absolute feast of athletics. It's a delight. Second time, 2:34 for the wonderfully gifted Italian Tamberi. Oh, he delivers yet again. Yet again, Tamberi produces when it's required. He feeds on that adrenaline, he feeds on the crowd. 2:37 was the height that all 3 medalists in Tokyo cleared. 2:34 here tonight makes him the winner by 2 clear heights from Protsenko and Ivanyu, the Ukrainian and the Russian respectively. What a showman he is. Yulimar Rojas enjoying it as well, waiting patiently to be given her trophy out in the middle of the arena. That is a lovely jump. To stay focused, to retain that intensity of effort. In these circumstances where massive amount of stadium furniture and equipment has been moved around over the last half hour to get ready for the presentation ceremonies, the crowd are focused on him, focused on Duplantis as well. But he's feasted on it, Steve, hasn't he? That moment of him being the centre of attention and nobody else.
Well, I saw one of the officials sort of try to wander over to go, is that it? Are you going higher? Because obviously he could. I think the answer is obviously no. Thank you very much, that'll do. But it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to compete with him, particularly if he goes to 6:19, for instance.
But, you know, I constantly read athletes' quotes being quoted as saying, yeah, I always believe I can win. And quite often I read it and I look at the athlete, I go, no, you didn't. You must have known that athlete A, B or C was a lot quicker or could throw a lot further or jump a lot further than you. But
last night, 2:34, good enough for crowds.
3 major championships for many athletes.